Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you kindly. Well, it's a big help, you know, that I come from a musical family. Even our sewing machine was a singer. Well, speaking of that, there was 6 of us brothers sleeping in the same bed at the same time. What a big family I come from. Same bed, and that was a single bed. Matter of fact, never slept alone until I got married. Well, anyway, I ran into a buddy of mine there yesterday. I was telling him, I said, John, I got some bad news for you, boy. He said, what's that? I said, I was downtown shopping yesterday, and I said, driving through downtown Yonge Street, and who should walk right up to my door and try to pick me up? It was a prostitute. And I said, I looked at her real close, and I said, boy, gee, she looks familiar. And it come right in my mind, 'twas your wife, dear John, boy. Your wife was downtown, and the bad news, she's a prostitute, and that's it. She said, no, boy, she's not a prostitute. She's a substitute. She's only doing it on weekends. Well, I ran into another buddy of mine the other day, too, Terry. And Terry's telling me, he said, boy, I got to sell my car. I said, go on. He said, yep. He said, I'm finally going to sell it. I said, how many miles you got on it? He said, gee, I don't know, 300,000 or 400,000, I suppose. I said, well, you know, if you want to get more money for your car, when you roll your miles back. He said, not a bad idea. I think I'll do that. So I see him about 2 weeks later. I said, got your car sold? He said, you think I'm foolish to sell a car only 20,000 miles on it? And then I got to tell you about this fella who was driving on 401. And he's going about 60 miles an hour, 70, and it's going up, and he sees the cop lights in the mirror, so he steps on the gas and he gives it to him. And he's going about 120 miles an hour, and finally they put up a roadblock, and they caught him outside of Oshawa somewhere. Cop pulls him over, walks up to him, he says, what are you running away for? He said, what do you mean run away? He said, well, you ran away. He said, I was just pulling you over for a routine check. He said, your taillight's not working. He said, oh. He said, so what do you run away like that for? He said, well, he said, the wife ran off with a cop there last week, and when I saw the lights flashing, I thought it was him bringing her back. Well, it's time, ladies and gentlemen, to bow your heads. I got a little prayer for you. A little prayer about a man and a woman who got married and just couldn't cut it. They were known as John Wayne and Lorena Bobbitt. Now, she decided that she could cut it. So she did. Now, join with me in the Bobbitt prayer. Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray my Johnson I will keep. If I should wake and it is gone, I hope to find it on the lawn. I hope the dog that's running free doesn't find that little part of me. Many precautions I must take to keep the part of me I love to shake. So to keep my birdie safe each day, I hide the kitchen knives away. The mower, chainsaw, hatchet too, there's just no telling what she might do. So to preserve my manly charm and keep it safe away from harm, if Lorena Bobbitt ever rings my doorbell, I'll grab my Johnson and run like hell.